I'm Adrienne Jeffers with The Verge, and I'm here at CES with Zach Harvey, who is the CEO of Lamassu Incorporated. We're here with what's being called the Bitcoin ATM, but it's not exactly an ATM. What is it?
It's more of a Bitcoin vending machine in a lot of ways,
Okay.
But it really depends what you consider an ATM. I mean, if it's a Bitcoin ATM, then maybe it's a completely different creature than an ATM, a standard ATM, because what you want to get out of this machine is Bitcoin. That's
Gotcha.
the point of it. So when you go to a standard ATM, you go and you put in your debit card or bank card, and you want to get the cash. And at our machine, you want to get rid of the cash and you want to
Right.
get Bitcoin.
So this machine, I can put US dollars in here and it will give me Bitcoin.
Right.
Wow.
Exactly.
Okay. So that this is crazy because one of the problems with Bitcoin is how hard it is to actually get your hands on some Bitcoin. Would you say this is one of the easiest ways to actually buy Bitcoin?
Right. Well, we designed it to be the easiest way to get Bitcoin. So we put a lot of thought of how to make it as accessible as possible, how to make it as simple as possible, and we developed this machine from the ground up to make it super simple. So it really is 3 steps. You just scan in your QR code so the machine knows where to send the Bitcoin,
Okay.
you put in your cash, and you press send, and then they appear on your phone.
Got it. And then 3 months later, you're a millionaire.
Well, yeah, exactly. That's what's been going on so far.
What is the price of Bitcoin right now?
Well, right now the price of Bitcoin is about $9.50.
Okay, and we're looking at this on the machine here.
So, right. So when it says our current Bitcoin price is, this would be the price of whatever the operator is charging.
Okay.
So the price could
And the
be
operator is
$9.50, and he could be taking a small percentage on top of that for the convenience fee.
I see. And the operator is the corner store bodega or wherever it is that has installed the Bitcoin
Right, exactly.
machine,
The
just
one
like an ATM.
who bought the machine and installed it, and then he gets the cash, and then he sends his Bitcoins or connects to an exchange to
Right.
do it for him.
And you guys have actually sold these. They're placed. How many
Right.
have you sold?
Well, we've sold over 130 so far, and they're just starting to go live. So we have one in Helsinki, Finland, in a record store, in the largest train station. We have them in Bratislava, Slovakia, Melbourne, Australia, and then we're going to have a bunch of them in Canada, U.S., Australia, all of Europe, Japan, China, Kyrgyzstan.
Wow.
Right.
Any in Vegas?
Not yet. Hopefully.
Maybe Bitcoin slot machine would be better for Vegas.
Maybe this time next year, yeah, they'll be all around here.
Cool.
The strip will be filled with Bitcoin machines.
So pretty soon people will be able to actually go to those machines in those locations and use
Right.
them.
Well, they already are. Wherever they're live, people can just go there at any
So
point.
some of them are live already.
Right. The ones in Finland and Slovakia and Australia are live. And in the coming weeks, a lot more will start going live. I think they'll really
Okay.
start popping up kind of like mushrooms.
Crazy.
All over. And by spring, when all of the 130 plus machines get out there, that's when it'll really be exciting for us. We'll know that in lots of major cities and some less major cities, people will just be able to go and get Bitcoin immediately anywhere.
At the mall.
Exactly. Well, we have had some malls contact us.
Really?
So that would be interesting in different countries.
Teens buying Bitcoin?
Well, they can. I mean, they can take their allowance money and put in $5 and use it to buy things online.
I think that's a great use of your allowance, teens. So let's talk about the hardware a little bit. How much does this thing weigh?
Well, this thing weighs about 110 pounds, 45 kilos. They're made in Portugal, so that's how we measure them.
Okay.
It's a lot heavier than our prototype because our prototype didn't have the interior vault.
Okay.
And once we installed the interior vault, it made everything a lot heavier because that's 6mm armored Swedish steel that we chose for the protection of the cache itself. So that made the machine a lot heavier. We also made the steel itself thicker on the machine. So that's a lot of the stuff that after we first presented the machine in San Jose, we kind of went back to the drawing board a bit and said, okay, this is going to be installed everywhere. We have to make sure that these machines are extremely robust, that they're over-engineered for smash and grab proof, and even basically as secure as an ATM, a standard ATM would be. And I think we feel pretty comfortable about that right now.
And San Jose, that was the Bitcoin conference in, was that March?
Exactly. It was May.
May,
yes.
okay.
Things happen really fast in the Bitcoin world.
Okay, so this thing has been out for a while, but it's just now going live.
Right. Well, that was our prototype, so it wasn't actually out there yet. We only started accepting pre-orders in August, and that's when we had finished this design. So when we felt good about this design and we knew that we could manufacture it in a timely manner, that's when we started accepting pre-orders, and that was in August. And we've already shipped out, I would say about 15, and another almost 30 are going out next week.
Cool. And so the other thing that strikes me about this is that it looks nice. Like a lot of Bitcoin services and products put design secondary. That's just the nature of the community. People are a lot more engineering and not as designy. And this is like very sleek looking, and the interface is nice. And you guys are actually still working on the software. You said you just pushed an update for it.
Right. Well, right. We're always improving the software. This is still an early stage of the software, and there are always things to improve and added functionality and new ideas that we have that we really want to implement. So we're always changing that, and it's something that's really easy with this machine to just either push updates or have people download them.
And so as Bitcoin gains more adoption, I mean, the price has been going crazy. It's been all over the mainstream news. It's been on CNN, CNBC. You've probably done some interviews. I know you've done Bloomberg News. Like, you've probably done interviews with a lot of the main networks. It seems like usability is an important thing to get right if it's ever gonna really be something that most people use.
Oh, I absolutely
or
agree.
Understand.
Right. And I think there are some services that are doing a really great job of that, like BitPay that we use, that make it really easy for merchants to use Bitcoin, and makes it really easy for us to sign up our the suppliers that we work with Bitcoin. We pay 90% of our suppliers with Bitcoin.
Really?
And we do that because using BitPay, we just sign them up all up to BitPay, and they're like, I don't know what Bitcoin is. It's like,
and what's
here's
BitPay exactly?
BitPay is a service that makes it incredibly easy for a merchant to accept Bitcoin without having to deal with it if he doesn't want to. And then if he wants to only deal with 10% of it, like get 10% in Bitcoin and 90% directly in cash to his bank account, he can do that as well. So even people that are a little concerned about Bitcoin or holding it or don't know where to store it, if we tell them, listen, we'd really prefer to pay you with Bitcoin, but it will go directly to your bank account, and they're, it's hard for them to say no to that when they pay less than wires or credit cards. We even signed up the manufacturer of our bill validators, which are a huge publicly traded company in Japan, and we signed them up to BitPay, and that makes life a lot easier for us because we can just pay everyone in Bitcoin.
Right.
And we accept our payment for our machine
everything.
using BitPay for Bitcoin.
Great. So in order to do a demonstration, we convinced our director, editor, John Lamassu, to invest $2 in this exciting new virtual currency. And maybe we should say what Bitcoin is. What's your favorite way of explaining Bitcoin? I have my own way, which I repeat in every single one of my articles. But how do you explain it to
Well, I
somebody
think
for
the
first
easiest
time?
way to explain it for people in 2 words is internet money. Because people kind of understand that, when they had letters back in the day and you had to write them on paper and put them in an envelope and send them out, and now you have emails and it's just internet kind of letters, that it's immediate. And the same thing with Bitcoin. It's you kind of get rid of all the middlemen and everything around, and it just makes it really simple to send money anywhere from one person to another.
There you go. All right, so John is going to invest $2 in Bitcoin, and so can you walk us through how we also have his phone here. Can you walk us through the Bitcoin
Sure.
ATM machine?
Yes. All right. Thank you. So the first thing is we press start, and we scan in the Bitcoin address to the machine. And now we have his address here, which now everyone can send him money.
Great.
We're doing $2. 1. As soon as we're ready.
So how many Bitcoins is that?
So this is 2.07 milli Bitcoin.
Okay.
That's how much you're going to get for your $2 at the current rate of 954.76.
Right, but that's going to double by the end of next
course.
week.
Right.
So
We'll have $4.
great.
And whenever ready, if you'd like, you can send the Bitcoins.
Okay, I'm sending you Bitcoins, John. All right, it says your Bitcoins are on their way. And how long does this usually take? Oh,
It's
okay,
done.
It's done. All right.
And if you want to verify it, you can go back to the phone. Do you see a little green thing that says?
Yep, it says receiving 2.06999 milli BTC.
That's it. They're on their way.
I don't know where to show that. Great. All right, well, that was the Bitcoin machine, also commonly called the Bitcoin ATM machine. Thank you so much for stopping by.
All right. Thank you.